it's coming out, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. But we are jumping into our Nuke matchup. It will be the first piss around here. We do see the Virtus players actually heading over towards ramp, it seems like, but it will not be a fast push just yet. There's still a decent amount of time left in the clock, and I do believe they're just going to wait it out and then make the push.
In short, it's a matter of time, and the time has come. Jinx tapping down one as the push comes through. First blood for him is Snatchy. Man to be found. He now slowing things down somewhat as they go back up through heaven. Veggie to come out from down under. At least the 2 quick kills going both ways. Will be VP to take the lead, though, as Bialy will find Haji. Bomb to get planted as well. At least a pretty comfortable position here for VP, in all honesty, with Mihu finding David P. It's a pretty simple round for them to close out. Jinx's position is known as well. They just have to hold for the push and take him down, but both players are struggling somewhat. Neither seem to be able to hit each other. It's like finding a needle in a hay bale right now. Jinx will secure the kill in the end, but I mean, surely this is an easy one for Mihu to find, and there you have it. VP to take the pistol on Nuke as they start off strong on their T side.
That's a very nice start here for the likes of Virtus.pro. Earlier, we also saw them having a pretty fine game there on Nuke. But if I recall, correctly, I don't believe Virtus.pro was able to win the first piss round. It was in fact the LDLC lineup that won it. But Virtus.pro definitely had a decent amount of success on Nuke because they were able to win a bunch of gun rounds against the Frenchmen. So with now them winning the piss round, that is a very fine start. Ooh, a bit of a dunk here coming in from Haji.
Making Kobe proud. A great way to get some early damage, especially in what is a competitive round, albeit favor swings towards VP, but there's definitely potential here for ex-3DMAX, not only with the first kill that they found, but also the fact that they spent money into this one. They went for the full sub, of course. The Eagles backed by utility, got the UMP in play on Jinx as well. The ex-3DMAX lineup are really trying to make this one work. They are sticking it to VP right now.
You have Jinx here towards ramp. He does have the UMP to work with, and I do believe he is standing on the ledge, so that if he sees a bunch of these players coming in, if he does find a kill, that's great. He also has a great avenue of retreating, but now he's playing this one a bit too aggressive. Snacks sees a gap in the smoke. This will allow now Maka to try to double down. He does do some damage as well as a kill there on Snacks. We do see that the Virtus players, yes, they do have ramp control. And the way they're moving right now, it looks like they're going to continue on with the push here, but you're going to have to be very careful here because some of the players here from ex-3DMAX, they have rotated here towards the B bomb set, and most importantly, they're also going to be outflanked there from ramp, so some of the positioning right now for VP isn't looking that great.
Snatchy.
That kill there from Snatchy.
I mean, it's perfect, right? No one can now push through that angle. That's pretty much going to be locked down. There's no time really left for anyone else to push, to be honest, as well. I mean, Haji's having a good go at it. Swaps out to the Deagle, his teammate filling in the gaps. But, I mean, even if you want to get on the defuse now, you've just not got the time, ex-3DMAX. It is done. VP 2-0. A good try from the CT side. It comes down to, a very close ending, but still favouring the Polish side.
Yeah, it sure was a close round there from the ex-3DMAX side. I think one of the things they definitely needed on their side was time. They definitely took their sweet time actually pushing on the bomb site itself. I think they realized the very simple nature that they still want to clear out some of the angles that the Virtus.pro players can be stationed at. But the problem is, because they're going for a retake and them not having a defuse kit, that makes things very difficult here for the Frenchmen. And so they attempt the retake, they don't have enough time to defuse the bomb, and that will be a round here for Virtus.pro. And most importantly, this is a round where ex-3DMAX are going for yet again an eco. But now that I see it, David P has actually made the purchase. He's got a deal. He's made the purchase of a Kevlar, so I'm not sure why David decided to buy up in this round.
At least they're making it work, though. Jinx, Haji both going to find a kill. The SMG then to be picked up as well. ex-3DMAX catching VP by surprise here. Snacks, though, double kill out of nowhere. That's the bomb secured for him as well. Logan, so close, but so far. Will sneak in from behind, though. Somehow manages to survive there. Not only is he opening up the door, he gets control of the bomb once more, but Snatch in a 1 versus 3. Absolute madness. 55 seconds now to work with here. VP on the cusp of losing their 2-round lead. Is ex-3DMAX bring it back 1-2. Never so closer to bring it pretty much equal here, as obviously VP, they don't really have the money in the bank. I mean, it's 1,400 on Mihu, 2,550 on Snatchy. We might see a little bit of spend here from Veggie, but it will only be Veggie that can afford to spend anything at all here. And even so, I think he'll just keep it for the AWP, which he has done, yeah. Maybe a P250, putting him to 4750, but instead of that, it'll be a full save from VP and a highly likely 2-for-2 scoreline.
Yeah, and what a round was that from ex-3DMAX. The Deagles really coming into fruition. They really succeeded in that regard. We'll see if the Virtuous players can accomplish a similar feat with their Glocks, and I don't really think that's going to be the case. The Glock is a much less underpowered pistol. If we do say that in this round, there's also, well, ex-3DMAX players finding the initial eliminations. There's only a couple more players remaining here for the Virtus.pro side, and I wonder where on earth are they going to be pushing? They only have the mere pistols to work with. Mihu, he's been very careful in his approach. He's clearing out every single nook and cranny, making sure there's not a single ex-3DMAX player who has pushed up that aggressively. I'm not really sure at this point what VP are trying to accomplish, as they don't really have too much to work with for themselves. I think they just have to commit to one of the bomb sites and just get this round over with as soon as possible. That seems to be about right. Logan is holding the position here on top hut. And we do see Maka getting the last 2 kills. That is going to be a very clean round here for ex-3DMAX. They don't lose a single player. That means there's going to be bonus money coming in, and that is very important on the CT side of Nuke.
Got to build up that bank. Like I said, it's even more critical on Nuke, I feel like, than some of the other CT sides in Counter-Strike. Really, that utility, I think that's such a big thing in terms of just getting those early Molotovs, especially the sort of the 2 core ones you've just seen on your screens in front of you. Just to deny any of that early aggression that VP can bring to the table. Once you have that kind of, we'll call it slowdown into the round, it gives you just, a bit more time to find some control towards outside, work a few angles towards the inner side of the map as well. It really helps just kind of set the pace for the start of the round. If VP are allowed free reign of that door earlier on and can get up close and personal, this gives them a little too much here. So having the money to be able to buy those Molotovs, just utility in general, definitely adds some quick value to the CT side.
Likes of Virtus.pro, they're playing this one quite safe, as we do get to see. Right about now, it looks like they are making their way through Radio Room all the way to Ram. Jinx is holding the angle, and now he sees the smoke is fading away. He's firing a couple pot shots, and those are quite successful. There's going to be a lot more players coming in. He will be eliminated. There's Kozin and the second player in. Those are good trades right now for Virtus.pro. They do find the necessary trades to continue on with a push here on the bomb side, but are they in fact going to commit here to the B side? Because with 35 seconds remaining, they're still contemplating their options. I do believe we do have a player like Mihu in the outside area. Yeah, Miko's here and outside, so they don't necessarily have to commit to B. They can very easily get up here on the A side, and that's the thing. The players are coming in from upper. Will they check Logan? They don't. That's a great position to be in if you're VP, but it's still going to be Logan with at least the 1 kill. So now they know what's up here, ex-3DMAX. Can they stop the bomb from being planted?
Maka needs to just not die for a start, peeking his head up through the ladder and almost being blown out the server there. Thankfully manages to back away and still stand. I think that pretty much also solidifies the round here for VP. It's so unfortunate for ex-3DMAX because Mihu's 15 HP, Bialy's 9 HP. They're so low that, these would have been, I don't want to say an easy retake, but it would have been a much easier retake for them. Just quick kills that can be found. They just don't really have the time. I mean, if David sticks it now, he can get away with it, but if Bialy swings it...
He done it.
0.134. The timing is perfect. I take it back. Well played. I mean, fair play to you. 0.00134. It does not get any closer than that. If they decided to make that decision to go even, a millisecond later, we could have been seeing a completely different result there. That is beautifully called, and there's never been a time that I'm more happy to be proved wrong. I thought that round was easily done, but jumping down, getting straight on the defuse, forcing Bialy to swing around, and then from there, his teammate up and above has got him covered. Wonderful stuff. Look at the effect that has on the economy as well, just a note as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so significant for ex-3DMAX on their CT side. It's going to really help them build up their scoreline now, puts them to 3, of course, and really the 4th here should be comfortable as well, right? It's I mean, to 5v1, it's going to be their 4th round. It's madness. That's so valuable for them.
Has to be at this point because we do have Lonesome Bialy here in secret. He does have the AK-47 to work with for sure, but I do believe the bomb is in fact, yeah, somewhere dropped by, close by T-spawn it looks like. So I don't think Bialy is going to be trying to go for the bomb plant anytime soon. He wants to try to find some of these kills, but I don't think they're going to be given that easily for him. The ex-3DMAX players are playing this one very safe. They're not really giving away any fights, and they're playing this one quite safe, except for Maka. He goes in for the peek there. He secures the kill on Bialy, and right now we will see a 4-2 scoreline. Not bad there for the ex-3DMAX players, but most importantly for VP, they can finally make the purchase here. They will have the AK-47s to work with. Snatchy's in a good position to make the purchase of a sniper rifle, and that's what he's going to be doing. I think if you're a Snatchy, you definitely want to be going towards outside with that AWP. This is a great opportunity for Virtus.pro to actually get some outside control because they also have the utility to work with. Will they actually commit? Kind of looks like it. A couple of the players already there. I think the smokes have been deployed, and we do have David P here in secret. I think his position has been compromised though, so David, oh, there's actually a bit of a gap there, so he's still surviving that one. A second Molotov comes in, but I think it gets deployed by the smoke grenade, and there we go. There's David P going down, so Secret is under control here for Virtus.pro.
Good early bit of map control, poised in favor of VP. Did cost them though. Max and Bialy both down to around 40 HP. But the fragging power seems just heavily in favor of the Polish side right now. Snatchy, another kill for him as the likes of Jinx will fall. He's just 3 on the CT side up against 5. Numbers, if they continue to dwindle this way, well, it becomes a very easy round for the T side to close out. Imagine they'll start to see some trades though sooner rather than later. Case in point, Haji finds one, but Snatchy at it again. Even more so in favor of VP now. 4v2. This is a classic dire situation for a T side to be in. Or CT side, should I say. For the Ts, this is happy days, exactly what they want. Bomb goes down, Logan and Maka, nowhere to be seen. I don't imagine they'll be resurfacing in this round anytime soon. Just trying to save those weapons for round 8.
I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. Because, oh, I actually thought, okay, my bad. I actually thought that Miku was holding towards outside, and I thought that he had an angle, one of the players retreating, in fact, Logan, but it looks like ex-3DMAX players will be able to survive this round with their players, their AK-40 and their AK-47s intact. So, oh, okay, that's peculiar. They're just jumping down apparently into the loving arms of Maka. That's going to allow him to secure a couple more kills, some damage being dealt on the Virtus.pro economy. And of course, it is going to be a round here for the Polish team. A pretty decent one at that. They find some of the kills there early on, and in the end, they were able to make the push happen there on the bomb. So good stuff there from the Polish team, but yet again, they must face the full purchase here from ex-3DMAX, which could be a bit more problematic as now the Frenchmen, they have reinvested, and they also have an AWP in the hands of Maka.
VP opting for the early outside presence. Wall of smokes to come through. Flashbangs to follow as well. Damage to be done. David to strike out first blood. Veggie to fall. Maka next in line to secure a kill as Bialy has to hit the deck. The AWP locked in on towards Secret. Going to allow no one to cross on through. It will take a perfectly timed flashbang to buy them an opportunity here as Maka falls back. Plays off the angle. He's smoked off as well. I imagine he'll just then jump into vents and hold the cross. Lots of potential here for Macro. I want to stay eyes on him. Unfortunately, looks like Mihu has his number. Will be a quick trade kill. VP left in a 3v4. Still a very achievable round here, though, for this T side. Have to be careful. They are in a good position. But ex-3DMAX do have a lot of map control towards the lower side of B. And it will cause them a couple of problems here. Smokes to go down, though. Buys them at least a plant at minimum. The retake definitely set on.
The retake definitely must commence at this point. You can see players like Logan there in radio room hoping to find a flank, it looks like. Not sure why he's still holding that position. He has to regroup with his teammate Jinx to continue on with the retake here. Definitely taking their sweet time here, ex-3DMAX. No engagements thus far. And about 20 or so seconds have tick. They have to make the commitment right now. The Molotovs are raining in. They're not finding the necessary kills right now. There's Miku with a kill of his own. And with the bomb being planted there in the middle of open, this retake is becoming ever so harder for ex-3DMAX. This is about time where they have to back away. David P, very little time to work with, and he only has the AUG to work with. So yes, that is going to be another round here for Virtus.pro. And I must admit, ex-3DMAX, they were very slow in the retake there.
Yeah, the pacing was completely off. I can't help but get flashbacks to the previous round that they picked up, retaking the A site, albeit sure, they plucked that one out with 0.3 seconds to go, but you know, that came down to the wire. That's not really repeatable. I think that's a hard sell to say that's calculated. So, you know, in that case, they had to go a lot sooner. And one bit of props I think that has to go to this T side is they did use some early mollies once the bomb went down on towards the ramp area, which did stop Jinx from them being able to sort of gain some early positioning. But he was waiting for his teammate as well, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. Nonetheless, 2 early kills to come through in round 9 will create a bit of an interesting affair, as we still sit 4-4. It's dead even. But we are at a 5v3 now, so that may be set to swing in favour of our CT side. We'll have to wait and see what Snatchy can do to bring things back into contention for VP.
That's because he is, after all, the player with the big green gun. He's the one who can still put this in a favorable position here for the Polish team, if only he can find some of these opening kills. And I think he's trying to get a spam in there for the blue HUD, which, I mean, is always a possibility, but it is quite difficult there for Snatchy. If he's not going to be able to find a kill quick enough, this could be sour. Most importantly, we do have David P on the flank. I don't think there's a single player from VP even looking towards this position. David P, he only finds the 1 kill. Definitely could have been able to acquire way more than just the 1 kill. But still, this is looking like a good scenario for ex-3DMAX. They should be able to close this one out, even if David P ends up missing some crucial shots there.
"20 seconds, I mean, you just got to sit back and pitch a tent now if you're VP.
Yes, I'd say that's the reasonable position to be taken at this point. I think the Virtus.pro players, if they're going to be saving the guns here, are they actually thinking about a force spin the next round? Because the thing is, if Bial and Vegi keep their weapons here, sure, the next round could definitely be a purchase here from the Virtus.pro side, but it's simply not going to be looking that great. Oh yeah, this is the replay here of David P. Oh man, now I see what happened there. He was aiming for the headshot, but because the T player's model head ended up flinching backwards, or shall I say frontwards, he wasn't able to get the second shot in on the head. Oh
Close,
man,
though.
that's so
Very
satisfying.
close.
Yeah, that was so close though.
Either way, 5-4 now. Favor of the CT side, but only 1 round, marking the difference. 3DMAX certainly being kept on their toes here, that's for sure.
You see Snatchy here on the silo, stationed there with his sniper rifle. That's the thing I'd love to see. I'd love to see more freedom here for Snatchy, that he is allowed to be given this freedom and to roam around, see what's up, find some of these early engagements here. So far, Snatchy is just zooming around, zooming in with that sniper rifle of his, hoping to spot out someone from ex-3DMAX, but that's not really the case. Like, the Frenchmen are playing this one quite safe indeed. We do have Hachi here in the mini garage, and I do believe Maka is holding all the way back in CT spawn with his sniper rifle. So, yeah, there's not much Virtus.pro can find at this point, and they're gonna have to make the commitment sooner or later.
Smoke setup comes through. Flash to come over as well on towards the A site. Logan, they're ready and waiting, and he has got his support from his teammate. Set up with a pretty nasty crossfire, but doesn't quite add up. We've got Snatchy making the entries towards ramp, dropping the smoke as well. That's going to work out beautifully. The smoke just blooming as he takes his shot. That may well have given away the information that there was a second and potentially third 3DMAX player there, which is huge for VP, because it means they know this site is completely uninhabited. Aggressive duels will come through though. Logan making the big swing. Flash as well, perfectly done. Let's get on silo, that's huge. Haji picking up a kill. The trade still happens thanks to Snatchy, but that's big value. Great to 3v3 and a very achievable round here now for the CT side. Got the utility as well to smoke off the bomb and really begin to make this push. That kill on the site is so central to this retake even being plausible. They do need to deal with Veggie, though. It's becoming a problem in itself. Can't quite get out of the door. Maka, David P, kills of their own. All comes down to Bialy, spraying into the smoke, yet to find him. Just within the nick of time, we'll pick up the second headshot. VP keeping it close. We do equalize once more, 5-5.
As this round, this seems to be a bit of a more closer affair here between the two teams than what we saw in the LDLC matchup. Here, I mean, yeah, this was pretty close here. Bialy more or less sees where the bomb is planted at. I'm not sure if he spotted out the wires, though. I think he just assumes that if the bomb's right there, I aim a bit left to the smoke, and I should secure the kills. That was some great game sense there from Bialy. Now we do see that the Virtus.pro players, they made a fast push here on the upper bombs. They're not really checking towards Blue Hut, but it doesn't look like he will be able to find too much from that position. It's Mihu to eliminate Hachi, who was pushing on through the smoke. And this round, yes, it seems to be going in favor here for the Virtus.pro side as they covered themselves the bomb side. The remaining players are pretty much already thinking about saving the few guns they have in their possession.
It's definitely a rough round here, I think, for the CTs. Kind of do agree with you. I think saving probably is the play here. Just a couple of rounds ago, we were looking at this CT side and saying, oh, it doesn't really matter too much. They had 11k. In fact, the last time we mentioned ex-3DMAX saving, David P did have, around 11 grand or so in his bank account. The guy's got $0 now, so definitely need to see those rifles, the AWP especially, carried forward into round 12. As the half continues to be ever competitive, the economy of this CT side is going to come always paramount to the success of ex-3DMAX. If they let it crumble now, it's going to make life 10 times easier for VP to step out ahead and go from not only a one-round lead, but really look for that kind of 9-6, 10-5 sort of half.
This is where, again, the ex-3DMAX players must go for yet another eco, it seems like. The good thing is for them is that, at the very least, guys like Maka have got a sniper rifle to work with. You do have David P on the AUG. I do believe Maka is actually playing a very tight angle when you think about it. He's very close by here, hoping to spot out someone through the gap there, but he's going to be seeing players sooner than that. In fact, you won't see a single one because Snacks puts a bullet in his head. This means that Virtus.pro, again, they have themselves the bombs controlled. There's really nothing ex-3DMAX can do at this point. I would presume that if you're David P, you want to try to save that AUG, or even better yet, find a kill so that a player like Jinx or Haji can pick up the rifle. Oh, Snacks, not sure if that's going to work out, but, oh, it did. Sorry for ever doubting you, Snacks.
He got the in the end. I think he just needed the second attempt at the throw. Kind of rough here, though. At least I get 2 rifles out of the round.
You're making things a bit costly here, ex-3DMAX. Haji, though. Oh, he's hoping to recover the gun, but he's got no idea where he's stationed. He's got Zeus out, though.
I respect the hustle. I mean, it's a good try. But a little too late, I think, to really get himself from the A site actually into where VP was saving. Third, 7-5 now. Kind of do or die time for ex-3DMAX here. If they really want to keep the half close, then they need to make this buy round stick. If not, we're looking at 8, potentially 9 rounds, and things really begin to just fall away from the CT side. So can't help but stress the importance of this round, and they have majority of the tools to do it as well. I'd say the utility's a little scrappy, but the weaponry is certainly there, and they do have the early molly and smoke combination as well. So it's not all bad. It's just that 3 players, limited util, not exactly pitch perfect, but VP, they're going for an aggressive play, so kind of almost outplaying that fact, giving it to the guns of Haji. That's a double kill for him on the push. Veggie will be there to trade as Snacks finds one of his own, but it's too little too late. The CT side are dropping the hammer, defending the A site with all of their might as another double kill comes through, leaving just Snacks. One man standing. He'll be taken down as well by Jinx. Lovely, lovely stuff. It's exactly what you want VP to do when you're ex-3DMAX in that scenario. You've got limited utility, so for them to rush and play aggressive lets you kind of use what you've got and then focus on just using the gunplay to your advantage, and it works out so well. If VP, on the other hand, had slowed that down and really ground out the round right to the bitter end and used their util to their advantage, we could have been seeing them set up much better fragging situations, using flashy, etc., to buy them a couple of opening picks. But VP, they went for the aggressive all-aggro play, and it backfired pretty quickly too. And it was likewise here as well. Logan again with the early opener. And look at the damage done to VP.
A decent amount, to be honest. From this point onward, one headshot from the AG will get the better of these players who have been softened up from the HEs. Another one coming in from Maka, but that one is not so effective. It looks like Maka is creeping very close towards the smoke grenade. If only he knew the amount of players are right behind that smoke that can inflict so much damage here. And I do see David P holding the angle. He might see a nasty surprise here. Here comes in the white peak. A lot more players to come here for David. He's pretty much... Oh, he actually ends up backing away from here, but there's going to be a certain Miku he needs to find, and he sure does. There's going to be a lot more players who want to hunt down David P, but they're wasting a lot of resources by doing so. In fact, dropping dead at the same time. David P will find free as he maneuvers around the containers so quickly, so well, that he finds the necessary kills, and that's going to be now 7 rounds for ex-3DMAX.
Half really, it's incredibly close, really, to be honest. 3DMAX continuing to surprise me. I'm curious on whether VP, though, will be able to clutch out the win. Well, honestly, I think the CT side deserve it. They've put up some real hard graft to get this to 7 rounds. The 8th would just be the icing on the cake.
That's the thing, they could really use the 8th round right here. We do see a pretty neat setup here from the ex-3DMAX players towards ramp. Jinx with the rifle, Maka with the 8 OP. I wonder if there is going to be some sort of flash coming in here. This should still be quite a powerful setup here right now, as the players do end up pushing on through. Jinx, he finds 2. This means that Snatchy, last man standing, but not any longer. That will be the 8th round here for ex-3DMAX, and in all fairness, this was still a very close matchup here this very first half of the game. You saw it in, some momentum being grabbed with the Virtus.pro players, ex-3DMAX, but overall, this was a very tight scoreline to the very end, and with 8 rounds being acquired here on the CT side of Nuke, I don't think ex-3DMAX will be too happy about their performance, but 8 is obviously better than none.
It's really interesting because I asked you kind of right at the start of the game what you thought about Group A on a whole and really just this matchup, and your quick response to me was that, hey, this is such an incredibly competitive group, and really the scoreline here kind of reflects that. Yes, we saw some kind of more one-sided matchups earlier on today, but really when you look at this, which is the kind of the winners final of Group A, it's showing to be very, very close. We're 8-7 on Nuke, one of the kind of traditionally speaking more sort of wide open maps that we've seen in the map pool. Looking at hearts like 11-4 and even more aggressive. And welcome back, folks. About to kick off the second half here now. Scoreline is 8-7, as you would have just heard. Getting ready to see what ex-3DMAX can do on the other side of the map. Really curious, to be honest, whether they can keep up their same strength here.
If they can actually have the same pace they had on, if I recall correctly, the Terror side and Barrage, this could still be a very interesting map, even though I would say Nuke is still a bit of a more CT-sided map. We have seen a pretty even matchup here between the two teams, and let's see which team will actually garner themselves the piss around. We do see Logan investing in a bit of a utility, smoke grenade, as well as the flash grenade to boot, but Virtus.pro is just the killers for their side. And we are seeing a fast push here from the ex-3DMAX players. They're making their way towards outside. They can get very easily gunned down with the USPs, and they have to face the likes of Veggie and Snacks, and Snacks ends up losing his fight. However, Veggie uses the USP to its advantage, and he gets the full-range headshot. David P, though, he is trying to find these Glock headshots, and he sure does. This means that Bialy right now is the last man standing here for Virtus.pro, and I'm not sure if Bialy can do it. It's a 1-on-4, and David P proves me right. That's going to be the 9th round here for ex-3DMAX, but most importantly, a pistol round to work here. And yeah, David P, great shots there from the Glock. Spins around and also finds the kill there on the lurk of Bialy. That is going to be the round, and the pistol round being picked up.
What's really nice there is it's 3 kills in the space of 4 seconds, pretty much, with Jinx and David P getting kind of those pills. It's really nice. You don't get a better kind of opening pistol round than that. Especially given the circumstances for ex-3DMAX as well. It's going to keep morale nice and high as they look to build into the second half it. Actually, you're already making some money as the MAC-10 picks up its first.
Actually, right now, not sure if he's going to be able to find any more players here from Virtus.pro. I do believe the remainder are actually somewhere close by, yeah, the upper bomb side. There's the Snatcher here with that pistol of his. Might see a nasty surprise. Oh, he still finds a kill there in Logan. That's a UMP being picked up. Though I'm not sure if that weapon is going to be too useful here, as the upcoming round is where the Polish team will make a full-on investment. Though he can definitely continue on to hold this angle here. He's got the MP45. If they want to try and get him, they must go through him and his SMG.
Waiting to see if he'll actually go for anything here. He can hear all these players just kind of fumbling around below him. The money from the UMP kill would definitely be valuable for him, but likewise would actually just keeping the UMP as well. Gonna spot them. That is gonna tempt fate now. Peeks on out. Haji, that is one hell of a flick. With a MAC-10 especially, that's a shot and a half. Lovely stuff. Brings it up 10-7. This is the round to watch though. VP money in the bank means rifles in play. As we've mentioned in previous rounds for 3DMAX's CT side, it definitely will be some scrappy utility early on here. We see that here. 4 players only with nades and, well, it's a smoke, maybe a singular flash at best. Well, the aggressive duels will favour them here. Veggie already getting aggressive on Haji. Lovely stuff. Picks up an early kill. No real trading potential with 3DMAX either.
And we do get to see that the 3DMAX players are still keeping even the MAC-10s from the round early. Yes, Logan. He's not going to be able to spot a single player just yet, but he is anticipating Snacks to be there in the big garage. And now with the SMG still in the hands of David P, someone tells me that we shall see a pretty fast push here towards the A side. They don't really check the position of Snacks. He's there with the AUG. He will finally be eliminated, but he does do some decent damage here on the ex-3DMAX players. So the question is right now, if you are Jinx and Maka, how do you want to approach this round? Because your teammates are dead, first of all, and we are in a 2-on-4 scenario. Make that a 1-on-4 for Maka. He still has the bomb on his shoulder, sure, but this is looking like a very hard round to win for the French player.
Maka almost needs to be an absolute hero here. Quite going for the save. He's clearly going to see if he can have a crack at it. Looking for that opening duel, but 25 seconds left now. This is the angle. He'll likely just have to commit to holding. I don't really see the value of pushing any further forward now. You're just hunting for what will effectively be exit kills. There's one. Looks for a second. Gets away with it. Can drop a smoke down. He does have a legitimate chance at a plant now, especially with that headshot as well. He's got 10 seconds though, man. You need to bomb out, sprint it to B. 7 seconds remain. Bialy will not be able to deny the plant. Maka will just get away with it. And not a success, as he makes it to a 1 versus 1. Has no information on where Bialy will be coming from, and that will make things just a little more complex. Bialy's looking in the right place. He's holding the angle. He spotted him. What a play. Maka, a 1 versus 4. That is absolutely stunning.
No, VP, what was that? They gave Maka the aim duels. He was given them, and he took them away from them. Like, look at this, especially this shot here. It was anticipated the guy there to be in the upper position, and he actually secures the fight like Maka. He had no business at actually winning that round, and what a crucial round to win as well. This means that the economy for Virtus.pro has been broken, which means this is a great opportunity here for ex-3DMAX to continue on with their win streak on Nuke. I don't know why I wanted to say train. It is definitely Nuke. I can guarantee you that.
Couple of trades to come through, but so far looks like ex-3DMAX have this one fairly comfortably. Snacks Bialy already down to just shy of 50 HP, and just the pistols in play here makes life seemingly impossible for our CT side, as the bomb will go down as well. It's just lurking in the shadows at this point.
They're hoping to find some of these exit frags. As the smoke fades away, Haji will be faced to find some of these kills here. Bialy will be the first man down. He does have his teammate Snacks backing him up, but even he ends up being picked up. So now it's Lonesome Snatchy with the USP. Can he get anything done? I don't really think that's going to be the case. This is looking like a pretty solid round right now for ex-3DMAX. They have to back away not to get caught up in the bomb explosion. Yep, Jinx definitely spotted out Snatchy in that position, and yes, that's going to be a somewhat clean round here for ex-3DMAX. They end up losing one of their players, sure, but overall, like, the economy is looking very strong right now for the Frenchmen. Do you see that Virtus.pro? Yeah, they are making an investment of their own, but do you see that Snatchy picks up the AWP, the other guys with the rifles, and I'd like to note this place, like, we took a look at the scoreboard real quick, and there really wasn't a single VP player that's like standing out. Pretty much all 5 individuals are sitting at around 8 or 10 kills mark. No one's really having a splendid game right now in ex-3DMAX. Oh no, they're making the push happen here. They're running in through the flames. I'm not sure if that's the right call, as Bialy gets a barbecue there in Orange Door, and with the bomb being dropped there on the side, it has to be recovered here by the Frenchman. And I'm not sure if that's going to work out because Virtus.pro, oh, they actually have recovered the bomb. That is some interesting stuff, some great movement there from the Frenchman, but we have to admit,
Snacks,
David P and Maka, oh yeah, most importantly, there's a flank coming in from Snacks, and he should get the deal here.
The timing.
There we go.
That's so unfortunate because I would argue that that's actually a winnable round here for 3DMAX. Yes, it's a 2v4, but they had a good little pick and clear potential, bring it down to the 3 remaining of VP, but with Snacks coming in from behind, that just kind of changes things. It leaves Maka not only all alone, but also just kind of removes all sense of map control, and I think that will mean Maka will just kind of spend all this time clearing out each and every angle. Little to no time to actually try and clutch out the 1v3.
Even though he did have a ridiculous 1v4 earlier, I think this one is going to be a little bit harder, especially with the timer dwindling ever so slightly. 25 seconds remaining. He doesn't really have too much to work with here, Maka, and doesn't look like any frags will be presenting themselves. If he wants to try and find them, he has to go up to the players themselves, and I do believe there's a couple of them towards the heaven area. So even if he begins planting the bomb, they should be very quick on actually, getting themselves the kill. There's going to be Mihu with the find. That's going to be 8 rounds here for Virtus.pro, and I do believe this is in fact their very first round being picked up on the CT side of Nuke. Let's see if there's going to be a lot more to come.
Certainly hope so. Would like to see this kind of become a little closer again. It was really enjoyable that first half, just constantly back and forth, ebb and flow between the two teams. In the second half, though, it's been a little bit more of a one-team show. Especially with the popping moments with the likes of Maka, 1v4s and such. Can't really speak any less about that, to be honest. It was a pretty impeccable play from ex-3DMAX so far. They do have a bit of buffer to work with here, though, so even losing a couple to VP wouldn't be the end of the world, but it goes without saying that we want to see VP up a bit more of a lasting fight, equalise it 12-12, and have a genuine crack at the victory here, to be honest. Is the winners finals, of course, as well, so will prove beneficial to getting them through into the finals and the chance at the lion's share of a $20,000. As Haji already picks up first blood, Mihu to fall. Push will come through on towards the B site. Snatchy trying to put in the work with the AWP, but the shots just don't seem to connect. It'll be a 2-for-2 trade on the site itself. Doesn't paint too positive a picture for VP, though, as they continue to lose players left, right, and centre. Maka to find Bialy only continues to prove that point. Snax becomes the last man standing. 40 seconds for him to work with, an AWP in his palms. Very little for him to do here. He's in a 1v3. Will likely try and save it into round 22, creating a 13-8 scoreline. ex-3DMAX very close to securing this.
That's some interesting timing right there. If Snacks decides to go down the Ventrum, he could have still caught out David P there. But yes, I definitely agree with the notion that in this case, if you're Snacks, you just have to save that AWP of yours, because the economy is looking very sour here for the VP side. Remember, they're on the CT side after all. This is the more expensive side of Counter-Strike. And not only is it the more expensive side, the economy in general has been reset for VP, which means that This round, it will be going in favor of ex-3DMAX, but most importantly, the upcoming one will require an eco here for VP, which means another possibility for ex-3DMAX to even, at this point, secure 14 rounds. That's a very scary scenario if you're the VP players right now.
VP certainly running out of chances, though. With 3 rounds required for this T side. Look at the money of VP as well. I mean, it's practically every cent going into this round. Definitely leaves a lot to be desired for the CT side. Nonetheless, off around 22 here. Will we be seeing any early aggression? Already the early molly coming down on towards the doorway. That will stop any counter-aggression from the CT side, as we do see Logan make some moves towards the outside area of the map as well, but smokes everywhere, practically blocking off any full vision. Just have to wait patiently before he can duel against the likes of Snacks, who is holding for that contact push.
Snacks hoping to spot out something here through the gap, but in all fairness, there isn't much of a gap for Snacks to be finding. If there's anyone who has to step up here, it's probably going to be Mihu. Once the flames end up being distinguished, there comes in Mihu. He finds the second kill as well. Really well done here by the Polish player. He ends up dropping the bomb carrier. And now with the position of the bomb being well known for every VP player, I think it's about time to put more emphasis on the outside control. And we even have one of the players who's pushed up all the way through radio. He's in T-spawn, and does Jinx anticipate to happen, though? He definitely looks towards Snatchy. But Snatchy is a tad bit quicker. And even though David P has found himself a prime position, it's not going to be, too useful. All right, it's good for the 1 kill. It's good for the 2nd kill for David P. And now, more or less, he knows the positioning of the 3rd guy. But with 30 seconds remaining, Snatchy could be anywhere at this point. You could have very easily jumped up on the silo. He could have been somewhere close by at the connectors. And in fact, he is on the silo. So David P, let's see if he can actually clutch this one out. He's making his way. He's looking towards the silo, but he can't see the head of Snatchy. Turning in, picks up the bomb, but yes, Snatchy spots him out. So yes, that is going to be the 9th round here for Virtus.pro, but that was way too close, Flakes. There's also some great shots coming in from Mihu, sure, but David P, he puts himself in contention after finding the first 2 kills on the A bomb site.
It's all got making life difficult for yourself. But hey, every round counts, right? That's going to be the motto of VP here. Grinding their way back through their CT side into contention. Oh, lovely stuff from Maka. Drive-by headshot. Actually just being annihilated on ramp and removing the AWP from the CT side as the B site has been completely overrun. It's going to have to be a 4v5 retake, and Logan's already running up again to defend that AWP, just refusing to give VP the chance to even pick it up and either use it or save it.
Oh, had you there with the Tech 9? Gunning down another player.
Is that a long-range auto shotgun? What?
Sure. All right. I'll take that.
This is a round and a half. That's for sure.
Oh boy.
Had to use it as a Tech 9, right? Then flip. The auto shotgun really is the cherry on top there for me. It's just a long-range auto shotty kill really sums up this game. At least the second half of it. So incredibly close in the first half, but 3DMAX looking quite decisive on their T side now. But they will be able to hold on to 4 weapons as well, stacking their economy nice and high. Let's move 14 to 9 here. VP, they don't really have money in the bank, but they have 2 weapons, which will help them if they wanted to go for something a little bit more sort of crazy here.
And I think the decisiveness here for ex-3DMAX has been their main attribute so far in this match, but also the previous one on Mirage. Once they find the initial pickup, say towards the ramp area, they say guys, let's commit to the bomb site. No need for wait. If you're planning to make a fast push, let's do it right here, right now. And this decisiveness has been a great factor for them as they are able to win a bunch of these rounds in a row. Something Virtus.pro kind of struggle here on the terrorist side of Nuke. They really haven't been that aggressive as to compare the Frenchman with. And now Mihu. He's the only player actually looking towards the outside area. He does have the AG to work with, and he actually finds the bomb carrier. That's a pretty impressive shot, and I do believe you actually saw a snapshot of one of the players. I think that might be Snacks in that position. He's going to try to make a bit of a flank happen here. We do have Snatchy and Snacks. Now both of the players are back here on the upper bomb side. They're probably going to continue on with the hole here, and that's the thing. If you're a Virtus.pro, like, you know that ex-3DMAX players could be all over the map, but where to expect them from? Oh, that's Snacks here. Snacks is making the push happen here. I don't think Haji will have any idea in the world that one of the players has pushed up that aggressively, but Haji goes down the ladder. Oh, this is looking peculiar. There's Haji with the kill on Veggie, and I think it's about time that ex-3DMAX commit here to the side, but now this is peculiar. Again, there's a player there in the heaven. He will be shut down by Logan, but now Snacks reveals his position in the blue hut. I think it's pretty obvious right now. If you're ex-3DMAX, you should be able to win this one, but even though it is Snacks you must go up against.
One round to rule them all. That's what it comes down to. At least it'll be a full buy for VP, but I mean, Danny, do you believe?
No, I'm sorry. I don't really believe in the Polish team.
Yeah, it's a fair shout, to be honest. I can't help but going back to the distant dream of the first half, though. That was so incredibly close, but 3DMAX on their T side, they've just... You know, I think, not to discredit them either, but they've got the individual performance more than anything else. That's really what's helping them out here. Aggressive play on towards the A site. It's going to be trades back and forth. Mihu will step things out ahead for the CT side as we do see 3DMAX still looking to get out through door. Have to be careful here as they are being lit up by Orgs. It's actually going to come down to a 1v3 as David just dives into vent with the bomb. Clearly going to have a go at the cheeky 1v3 to finish off this game.
Yeah, he could go for David P, but I'm personally never a big fan of the full-on rush there, as we saw from the ex-3DMAX players, but David P now puts himself pretty much out there in the middle of open. I do believe he's going to try to make his way towards ramp, it looks like. There's also a player already stationed there. David moving through. Yeah, he can't find a kill there in Mihu. This means that this will be another round here for Virtus.pro. They're 10th here on the CT side of Nuke. And I must admit, you know, yes, they end up winning this round, but there's going to be a lot more for them to win. Do you say the ex-3DMAX players, a couple of them, like Jinx and Hatcher, are really struggling in the money department, but are almost certain that their teammates will be good Samaritans, and David P or Maka will definitely be able to give them a couple of dropped AK-47s, and they should get this round on the way.
Has to be said that it's a little over-eager to go for an A-push like that.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, if you're making a push there on the upper bomb side, you can definitely make a push there for the orange squeaky door. For sure, go for it. But not have all of your players go for there. That is a bit risky. Surely you can split up your forces, have a couple of them coming out for the blue hut, a couple for the orange door. That could be a much more cohesive effort than what we saw from there, because once, say, the players end up spamming through the door, you become easy pickings for the CTs.
Exactly. It could have been a little bit more constructive CS, I think, to try and push this one over the line, but hopefully the T-side realised the error of their ways. A double kill already found by Mihu. The scoped org just reigning supreme. 4 quick frags for VP. We leave just David on his Larry. 5 players to find and a minute on the clock to waste if he wants to even think about saving.
That's a lot of time you're gonna have to waste if you're David P in this position. He's definitely hoping to find some of these eager players are feeling confident. Or in fact, it could be David P walking into your crosshairs, especially... Oh, he sees the feet. He goes in for the jump and he actually secures the kill there on Veggie. So, alright, fair enough. At least he finds one of these kills, but I think David P realizes very little time to work with. The bomb is not even in his possession. It's about time to go for a good old-fashioned save, but that's the thing, you know, he goes for the save here, but his teammates will still be going for an eco, it looks like. So I wonder how this round is going to work out here for ex-3DMAX with that one AK-47 in play.
At least he's able to save it. I mean, it took a lot of time wasting, but at least he's able to walk away with it. I think that's going to be the main thing. A weapon saved is better than nothing at all. It's an AK with full kev plus a helmet after all as well, so... This was such a nasty opener for Mihu. I mean, the AUG scoped in is just a laser beam. Actually, as well, putting in the work with the EWP, just a nice little comeback from VP, has to be said.
Yeah, it is looking like a pretty nice comeback here. And on back, being back on the point of the AUG, even though the gun's been nerfed a little bit, like it's still quite the powerful weapon to be holding on the CT side, and it's still very nice to see that it is being used alongside the M4s, not just the AUGs. We do see first kill working out here for ex-3DMAX. I do believe David P was maybe hoping to jump down very quickly towards the vent, but to no avail. And in this round, looks like, I think there's also one more player trying to get on through. That's in fact Hadji with the AK-47, so fair enough. He secures the kill there on Bialy. And I think, yep, Snatchy definitely knows his positioning there, so Hadji's going to have to be very careful if he wants to pursue this kill. Snatchy there. That could have been an easy pickings there for ex-3DMAX. We do see Veggie here on the rafters. He will be finding at least a couple more kills. And now with Hadji being the last man standing, he does have the AK-47, but the man's got no armor, so it's going to be very difficult. There's the first kill there for Hadji. There's a lot more to find. He runs out of bullets. And I think this round, it should definitely be going in favor of VP, but I'm quite curious to see what can Hadji come up with.
I mean, he's got time to work with. Not much of it, but still a good 50 seconds. Kind of does enable him to get a little creative with his approach here. Fortunately, we'll still be instantly caught. Looks like me who thought through all of the different options that Hadji had, and, well, frankly speaking, read him like a book. That said, 15 to 12 now. ex-3DMAX have the money to spend back into this round, but coming down to the wire here. Only 3 rounds left to be played before OT is on the table. Best of one becomes that a little bit more exciting. VP, an incredible comeback so far, if they can reach that OT goal. And actually, he's been incredible in this position. 2 rounds in a row, he's found 2 early picks there. Can he make it to a third? Using the AWP to scope in nice and early on, but nothing found so far. We know there's a player tucked in nice and close for him, that being Hadji. Nothing is being peeked, but there you go. Will be a quick trade, though. That makes a welcome change.
There's still kills working out here very well, in fact, for Virtus.pro. Even on the early kill there on Snatchy as the ex-3DMAX players pursued the push down the upper bombs. It's important to note that there were at the very least 2 or even 3 players stationed there. So that made things very difficult for ex-3DMAX to break that defensive in here. Like, these couple of rounds now are going to be so important for either team. This one, maybe not so much. I mean, here it's only the mere pistols here for ex-3DMAX, so they're probably hoping to see a 15 to 14 scoreline. But after that, man, I wonder how this one's going to turn out. It is going to be a pretty simple push down towards the vents, but there has to be a smoke purchase in order to make the vent dive happen. Otherwise, that is a very difficult jump to be making in here. I think, yeah, the bomb's down in the vents, so that's not the best position for the bomb to be in. I think the VP players even know it.
Bialy. The AUG to use once more. Hit fire this time as he taps down 2 players. Leaving just Hadji. Will be finished off as well. VP bringing it up to 14 here. 1 round now to push this one over the line. Madness. How this all started with 3DMAX going for an A-rush through a Molotov. Really been a downhill spiral since there, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely has been for the ex-3DMAX players. Like, if you're not going to be able to close this one out, it's going to be quite dissatisfying for the Frenchmen. They definitely had the opportunity to close it out, and I don't know, like, that push they had earlier, that was a bit of a wacky attempt. Maybe they were thinking, who are these VP guys? We can just run over them. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, but no, that's definitely not the case. Virtus.pro are really coming up here on the CT side. They're able to hold their ground, and they're doing a solid job so far.
One last chance here, though. For ex-3DMAX, actually this time changing that completely. I will catch the teams by surprise. Does miss his shot, though. Will fall back. Tries to get a second one off. It misses that as well. Straight in towards vent for him. 3rd time's a charm. Not quite going to happen. Make it to the 4th. There we go. The kill comes through. Mihu finding one of his own. Doubles down for a second. Snacks finding just another OT. It is happening. It's a 1v5 for Hadji. If he wants to deny it, and oh, there you have it. Bialy to secure the kill. 15-15. We are going to OT.
Or are we going to those fine gentlemen's there?
Beautiful Russian casters.
Yeah. Beautiful Russian casters. But yeah, like 15-15, I really wasn't hoping to see it happen. I think wasn't the scoreline 15 to what 15 to 8 when 3DMAX made that push there on the upper bomb side through the squeaky door. I think it might have been. And since then, like they haven't been able to pick up a single round. Virtus.pro, they hold their positions, they hold their ground, and they did a very fine job at it. I'm very surprised to see that the Polish team was able to keep their calm and actually make the comeback happen.
I think that's really credit to the experience of VP and all of these players. Snacks, Bialy, Mihu, Snatchy. Really, Veggie is the only question mark for me. You know, all of the core four have lots of experience with coming back. You know, these sort of scorelines on, you know, what are effectively premier stages. Welcome back, folks. OT here to kick off. 10 seconds to go before we dive headfirst into it. ex-3DMAX versus VP. If you have just joined us, VP bringing back one hell of a scoreline in the second half. From 9 rounds back to 15-15. Proving us wrong as well. You know, we really start to lose a lot of faith in them as a team on a whole, I think, in this matchup, especially in the second half early on. They definitely made this one a little bit more spicy now. Or 16k to be spent. Spread over 6 rounds. I believe it's ML3 16k.
Ooh, Jinx. Looks like the crosshair was dead on the player. I do believe Veggie might have backed away once it began seeing bullets coming towards him. But yes, this is the great thing right now for Virtus.pro is that at the very least, they have loads of money to work with. And that was one of the things they really struggled here on the CT side earlier. Before they were able to find, a bunch of those rounds in a row, I do believe, 7 rounds in a row? Oh, magic. Alrighty then, nice shot there through the smoke. But as I was saying, like Virtus.pro, like they were really lacking in the money department. But here, because we are in overtime, they'll have money for days. If they think they can go for double op setup, be my guest, they can definitely do it. But I must admit, the AGs have been looking superb these last couple of rounds. But I must admit, ex-3DMAX are finding the necessary engagements here, and it looks like we might just see a simple push here in the upper bomb. So there's Bialy able to come in through the vent. That's another kill for him. There's going to be a lot more to go here. Mihu with 2, and now we're down to the 1-on-1. It's David B against Snacks, and Snacks comes out on top. Sadly, we didn't get to see his POV, but I think he found the last 2 kills from the rafter area, and yeah, that's the round here for VP.
The wallbang from Jinx is lovely. If only he had an AWP, could be a bit of a different tale there. Naturally, though, goes without saying, Snacks is an absolute beast, bringing back some of that global performance there. Beautiful double kill. Seen him on many stages. Something I alluded to sort of within the break there is that VP do have that sort of just experience playing kind of not only online but obviously the world stage as well. I think more so than this 3DMAX lineup. Besides, no way to dress it up. Just having a great game, really stepping up. Especially now in OT. Lovely opener for him. Once more, another double kill as well. Let's see if he can maybe go for a third. Looks like he's caught with an nade in his hand. Pretty much committed to death at that point. Just kind of ADing left and right with the molly in his hand. Still, pulls out a great advantage. Puts VP in a 4v3.
Haji is snuck past through the defensive. He finds at least one tap on one of the players. But now he definitely anticipates someone to be there in the heaven area. And he's right about that. There's a certain Snatchy holding that angle with the AWP. And now where's the bomb carrier, I wonder? I think he's somewhere close by the radio room. It's about time that he makes his way as quickly as possible here in the bomb site. Otherwise, the more time he ends up wasting, the more time there's the possibility for a guy like Miku to make the push happen. I think his ticks running through the Molotov were heard. And yes, Jinx gonna be able to find that kill there on Miku. And now Snatchy and Veggie definitely go for the retake here. They got loads of money. They can very easily attempt this one. The question is, will it be successful?
Fire off a couple of volleys here and there, but isn't really going to work out. Great flash comes in from Jinx, leads to not only one kill for David, but a second for Haji as well. 16-16. It's going to remain ever close.
Yeah, it seems to be looking like a pretty tight scoreline right now. After a draw of rounds, 3DMAX finally do it. What's next right now? Yeah, pretty good shots there from him.
Like, it's straight through the smoke. The timing is perfect to get that first kill. Let alone the second as well, but really nice stuff.
Ooh, Haji. The man's very quick there. I think he has a teammate to blow out the door, and he just finds the early kill there on Snatchy. An important player to take down if you're the side of ex-3DMAX. There's Snaxy right behind the red container. He's going to try to go for more, I'd say, at this point, because he can't really back away. And I think he's also anticipating someone to be close by here with the CZ. Maka can't win the fight. That's going to be Snax securing yet another kill. Virtus.pro so far, this is looking superb for them, but there's a certain David P to eliminate Snax. Finally, the outs control is here for the Frenchman, but how shall they use their current position? They could definitely try to make a push on one of the bomb sites if they do wish to do so. Before that, they can still play around with the time, and I think a couple of the players might even try to go up the heaven. That seems to be a very likely position. That's where David seems to be heading. But here in help, you have Miku. No one's really looking towards him. Miku will find the second kill as well, but he's got no idea about the position of David P. So David recovers the bomb right now, but he must go up against Veggie and detonate. If only he knew the damage he dealt, and he's still gonna win the fight. David P. clutches us out. That's gonna be 17 here for ex-3DMAX.
Such a back and forth game. It's really tough to say who exactly controls the lead. With 2 rounds brought into play by T side of ex-3DMAX, it definitely gives us a little bit of faith, but VP likewise. Great half from them as well. Snax, kind of focusing back on him, is having an incredible half. Likewise for Mihu as well. 2 players really leading the charge of VP, in all honesty. I'm just waiting. I don't actually know if we're going to go to a commercial break here, so I don't want to get caught off by the ad, so kind of tiptoeing around which my line of sentence is here. I'm going to assume that we're not going to go to an ad, and then hopefully, if I get cut off, then we know why. So I think usually if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in the next sort of 2 seconds. I think we're good. Yeah, it looks like we're all good. I can keep talking.
Yeah, that seems to be about right. It doesn't look like we will be heading into a commercial break. And if we were to discuss, the overtime games we saw here, like, I must admit, these last couple of rounds, like, they were super close. Even the first victory there for the likes of Virtus.pro. If a guy like Snax doesn't pull off the victory there, like, very easily, this could have been a 3-0 victory for the likes of ex-3DMAX. But them even having the 2 rounds in their possession, like, I'd say that's solid. They could be very satisfied with the 2 rounds they picked up, because right now 2 more and they secured themselves the victory here on Nuke.
I also don't think, though, that VP are going to be too nervous going into this, only picking up the 1 round. I think that they've got there are a lot of different things they can pull on from their early on T side in this game that will help them inform the decisions they make on their T side now, and that's the beauty of playing an OT. Yes, you're not going to be completely trying new things. You're still 90% of the time you're still relying on the stuff that you've come prepared to the game with, but there are tiny little things that IGL can take, from standardized time, from the the 30 rounds in regulation, should I say, and apply that into OT and the calls that they're making. And they can be simple things like just understanding what the basic defaults of each team are, what nades are being used, what the kind of core aggressive executes are, where the aggression comes in. Just picking up the tells of information can be so valuable. So I think VP have got the tools here. It's just whether they know how to use them. That said, I'm talking about the positives of VP, and Snatchy's just gone and died. So it's it's not really worked out too well for me, has it? Already 1 man down. Looks like a second as well. Veggie 2 HP. It's getting lit through the doorway. Snax double kill though. We'll open up the round once more, but Davapy quick to trade. Shuts it right back down again.
David Oh, David, he actually finds 4 kills right now in the outside area. And most importantly, that's also the bomb being dropped, and his teammate Logan also steps up. So I guess we will be seeing the replay here from David. This is such a hard position to be in the outside, because I think he realized there has to be a player to come out from the red container, but then he gets the flick on the mini garage player, secures the kill on the guy behind the container, and that's it. That's the round being won by ex-3DMAX. They also found some great opening kills, and yes, they get themselves the 18th round in Virtus.pro. Like, this is pretty much a do-or-die situation for them, but they've been in it for 4. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see VP actually winning even a round like this. They got the experience. Let's see if they got what it takes.
To be completely honest, I feel like I've just changed my perception somewhat of VP, and it's less about the team now and the learnings they can apply, and more just, it feels like Snax has got his backpack out and he's trying his desperately to carry VP through this, because the first round was down to him getting a double kill in the first half of OT. The second round was, extremely close, but again, what was it, a double kill from Snax? And in that round just there, it's another double kill from Snax. So it's kind of like, what more can one man do? The backpack is on, and he's trying his very best to get VP through it, but the rest of the team need to also play around it and actually work with him to turn those opportunities into something. And then, I mean, when Davipe's doing that, like, fair play. Through a smoke, not really too much you can do. Trades galore at this point for ex-3DMAX as Maka takes down Mihu. Will leave just Snax, Bialy, and Veggie. Bialy on 8 HP. A far cry from what he hoped to be on at this point in the round. 40 seconds left. It's a 3v4. In reality, just a far cry from success for VP. This may well be over.
Very possibly so. The good thing right now for Virtus.pro is the simple nature of Snax being in the vents, or in general, close by the B bomb site. Not sure how effective will that be, but we do see Veggie actually picking up the kill on Maga, so this could still be a good round. There we go, there's Snax with a crucial kill. This is now a 2-on-2 scenario in which the bomb will definitely be going down here for VP. Can they actually close this one out, close this round out? The good thing right now for Virtus.pro is that Jinx and Logan, both of them will be coming out from the secret position. I do believe that's Snax deploying the smoke grenade here. This will deter the retake time that the CTs will have. And look at this, almost half of the timer has passed. And the question is, do Jinx and Logan still want to try to contest this? Because it is going to be very hard. Out there for Snax. He goes in for more. There's the second one for him. That is going to be the round here for Virtus.pro. But even if they were to find the kills there, I'm not sure if they would have won the round. Like, there was so little time.
You're not going to get me off the Snax train if that's what you're trying to do. I definitely agree with you, but also the triple kill from Snax. I mean, I'm riding that train right to the very end at this point.
I can't take that away from you. Like, he is performing great. He's definitely playing up to snuff. If only, he'd also have, like, a couple of his teammates also chiming in. Then this could easily be another set of overtime.
To that door. Veggie, you are tiptoeing on the edge of death. The nade's going to drop down. That's going to explode the door. Reveals his teammate, and into an AWP he will go. There's one. Will a second come through? Yes, he will. Haji, through the side of the smoke, will find Bialy. Mihu will trade, but not long before Maka and Haji continue to rain down hellfire. And there you have it, done and dusted. ex-3DMAX will take victory 19-17. After a thriller of a map, to be honest. That was an incredible best of one, and it kept us on our toes the entire way through.